extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece.
That ties the game at 7.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Give the sack to Kamoko Toure.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now Allen. And his pass incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Here we go again. Here we go again.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
They'll start on the ground with Mack. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son. Bravo. Mike's 49. Chin up. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Brissett now. Caught left side by Funchess.
Brissett's pass complete to Devin Funchess. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 36-yard line.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Check safety. H3. 218. Top 49's the mic. Watch 49.
Hey, D-line.
Orbit.
Let's get in that hat.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. That's their second, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Let's go, D. Big series right here. So we got to step it up. Smoke, smoke.
Hey, 1-7. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Here we go, D.
To throw is Brissett. And this is incomplete. He was looking for the connection with Devin Funchess. Third down here.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebacker. You know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down. And here comes throw number one for the backup QB. Into the hands of his running back, Marlon Mack. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop, but that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the post.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's T.J. Yeldon. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
I'm here all
And I
day.
always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Now T.J. Yeldon. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with third down looming.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And the penetration too strong. He won't make it back to the line of scrimmage.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
Hey.
And that is going to be incomplete. The Bills drive stalls out on 4th down. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled. and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
We own them.
Here's King to throw again. He'll get this into the hands of Deion Kane. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Slam, slam, slam.
Back to throw. King. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Devin Funches. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
We played to win. Let's go.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover.
58, right there. Okay, double up, double up, double up, double up. Alert 3.
They keep it with Yeldon on first down. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Josh Jones in on the stop.
That's it, baby.
At the 42-yard line.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
On 2nd and 9, Allen. He's got the connection to Cole Beasley. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 22-yard line. A first down carry now for Yeldon. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That's what I'm talking about.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Pass.
To throw, it's Allen. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Tyler Kroft, the tight end, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd and short.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. A lot of time to change things. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
They begin the drive on the ground with Mack. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Looking to throw on second down. King. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
You ain't got nothing.
King from the gun, he'll throw. And he gets it to Funchess complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. This quarterback now 4 of 6 since taking over, and he's got a first down. To throw is King, operating from the gun. He completes this one to Mack. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make it a second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
That's complete to Jack Doyle, the tight end. Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So again from the 39, this time from the other side of the field. Here's first and 10. King now, off play action. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Incomplete. It leads to second and 10.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on second and 10. Now King off the play fake. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick.
At their own 13-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
So we got man.
A final shot before half for Allen. And he finds Beasley complete.
That's it, baby.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. This is taken at the 3. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36.
Let's go, boys. Bring it on.
36-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on Here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Let's go.
54.
15-90. 15-90.
54 Mike.
He's tired of me.
Here's King to throw on second down. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on third down.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
Mike,
On third and short, they'll try option left. He can run for it, and he will. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory. And he will finally be tracked down at the Bills' 14-yard line.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Time to go. Night, night.
And the blitz does come. And he's got it. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A gain of 12 yards. That's another Colts 1st down. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Come on, set.
Mike 5. Mike's 5-4.
Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball. Check
Not 6. Bullet. Half. Wahoo.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike.
They'll look to throw again. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. The sack there by Trent Murphy. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins.
2nd and 10. The quick slant caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Devin Funchess. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Roberts on the return. The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll run it again with Yeldon. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. The Bills send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. And taken right at the 35. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Watch 54. Hey, I'm coming.
Rush in.
They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
54. Target.
To throw on 2nd down. King. Ebron with it over the middle. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. From the gun, King. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And down inside the 15 he goes. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. This quarterback now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10.
25, check 25.
Check.
Under 10.
They'll run with Mack. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
I got you, boy.
That's it.
54's Mike. Check. Watch 54.
It's just me and you. It's just me.
King looking to throw on 2nd down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. To throw is King. To throw on 3rd down. They've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, but maybe a little too careless with the football that time for the rookie.
I think the key word there is comfortable, and there's 2 schools of thought on it. With that type of a lead, maybe you can take a few more chances because you have a cushion. Others will tell you, don't eat up the cushion with careless play. He'll learn to ride that line as he moves on in his career.
So after the INT, it's Allen. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
At the 46-yard line.
49's the mic. 49's the mic. Woohoo! He's coming.
On first down, Mack. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now in Indianapolis. It's the Colts. They've got control of the football. They also have the lead as we start the fourth. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
You're trash, you're trash. Go.
2nd and 9 now. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Matt Milano just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Colts on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 17. Looking to throw. King. Campbell making the catch. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42.
Well, that wasn't exactly a work of art, was it?
No, that wasn't a thing of beauty. That's just why I don't play in points per reception fantasy league.
Is that what they call
receiver
PPR?
Still gets a point there. Yeah. And you went that far back. No bueno.
Well, I'll tell you what. I wish I had their defense on my fantasy game.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down leads to 1st and 10. This is Mack on the counter. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line.
Let's go.
A huge play that time for the Colts. 41 yards.
Colts, first down. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Looking to run with Mack. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
Well, they've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on third and goal?
Mike 54. It's our time.
Back to throw. King. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The Bills take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a basis.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready. They still playing
They'll go option to the short
I'm
side.
playing the wrong football.
Check three, check three.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 16 yards the pickup there. The Colts have a first down.
Here we go.
What a boost for this offense that he can throw in a run like that after the success that he's had throwing the football.
I love that, being able to mix in something a little bit different just when you're starting to think that's all you're going to see. He changed it up, flipped the script on him, and boy, did it work to his offense's benefit.
They'll run on first down. It's Mack. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it. They've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second. The Colts on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. On third down, a run by Mack.
Go, go, it's run, they're running.
And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. 3rd and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. First down.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
Let's get some penetration.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
On first down, it's Hines. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal.
Rabbit.
Echo.
Hey, watch Sam. Check.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
Hold this.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
Kill.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54.
On second down, here's a run with Mack. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there. And often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep, and this one hasn't.
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the fourth quarter.
The Bills take over first and 10.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
50.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown, and it's third down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
You gonna see me in your nightmare.
Allen going to throw. They go with a screen. It's Yeldon. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Now the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
4 down.
Here's Allen, and it is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position.
Is a turnover on downs.
Ready.
Mike.
Now the wolf.
58's the Mike.
What we got?
Watch that. Watch that creeping.
They'll run on first down. Mack, and that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Let's go. 15 Lonnie. 58's the Mike.
Hey, let's get in them holes. Kill.
They'll go again here with Mack. It's a 7-yard pickup. They'll be looking now to 3rd and 6. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game.
Ready? 58's the Mike. Go 58's the Mike.
Here we go.
Jam him.
On 3rd down, it's Mack, and he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock.
Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 50. Go. Man out.
Watch the safety creep.
On first down, Mack.
Run.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
Come on, baby.
And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. They come up in an offset eye. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll run here with Mack. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Indianapolis, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.